Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Welcome again to my platforms on YouTube, Rumble, Clapper, and my podcast. I'm Turquoise, and I'm waiting for one of my emails to open right now because I wrote something and I don't know why it's not working. Okay, now it's spinning. I've got a couple of phones that are using Android 10. And I assure you, I'm using Android 14 on the phone that I ordered last month. But I'm still financially challenged, and the phones that I use for my projects are old, so they take forever to open my email. It takes forever to open my email. I'm very intrigued right now by a video on YouTube. I will include the link. It's called Your Reality, and it's a short film about how a woman was dealing with an abuser who was gaslighting her, and it started out in a very curious way. And you'll see if you click on the video, if you click on the link, the video that I'm going to include along with this presentation. But the woman's name is Alicia, I think, and the man's name is Mark, and it's called Your Reality. And what happened was, she was buying coffee for a group of people at her job at work. She had a career, and she happened to be short on change. She happened to be short on the money for the coffee, and at the coffee shop, and a stranger approached her and offered to pay for it. And she goes, "Thank you very much for helping me pay for the coffee. Give me your bank details and I'll repay you." And he goes, "No, that's okay. You can text me instead." And she ended up going out on a date with him. And I would not judge her behavior because she was really grateful to him for, she felt obligated to pay him back. And he didn't want her to do that. So she ended up going out with him, and she ended up even moving in with him later. You know, you'll see on the video that I'll include. I was pretty disturbed by her going out with him, although I don't judge her. She felt like that was the way to repay him. And I've been trying to think about how I would have handled it right now in this place and time. I don't know how I would have handled it back maybe 20 years ago. Many of us, especially women, we think that in order to repay someone, we have to repay them the way they want us to repay them. And I might have done the same thing. Let me fast forward back to the present. I asked AI a question. I said, "Dear AI, I watched this video, and I'm imagining myself being in Alicia's place." And AI said, "In this hypothetical scenario, you were short on money to buy coffee for work, and a stranger offered to help pay for it. So I'm pretending that I'm Alicia. It's not Alicia, it's me ordering the coffee, and I'm short on money. After accepting his help, You offered to repay him by asking for his bank details. Yeah, I did. Suppose it's me, not Alicia. I, Carol, offered to repay him. I offered to deposit the money back into his account. However, he declined repayment. Mark declined repayment and instead proposed taking you out on a date as an alternative. Okay, so I'm not Alicia, I'm Carol. I refused the date and opted to simply thank him instead of agreeing to go out with him in return for his financial assistance. The key question here, says AI, is whether your decision was appropriate and aligned with maintaining personal boundaries while avoiding any sense of obligation tied to the stranger's gesture. Evaluating the stranger's offer. Now, AI says this. And by the way, I'll include the link of the AI website that I consulted with. It's free. It's iask.ai. Your offer to repay. The stranger volunteered to help pay for coffee without any prior agreement or expectation of compensation. At least I thought he offered to do it for Alicia, and let me insert myself in Alicia's place. I should be able to assume that the stranger voluntarily helped pay for coffee without any prior agreement or expectation of compensation. This is a stranger. I have no obligation. He voluntarily did it. While it was kind of him to assist, his subsequent request, I offered to repay him via bank transfer. I demonstrated responsibility and gratitude. This action shows that I did not intend to take advantage of his generosity. But he refused my repayment. That suggests that he may have had ulterior motives, seeking a date, rather than purely altruistic intentions. Suppose he said, then, you can text me if you want. You can text me. He didn't say if you want. You can text me. What if I refuse to do that? I'll say, well, I'll just thank you. I'll just say thank you. It was kind of him to assist. His subsequent request for a date introduces an implicit expectation that his financial help should be reciprocated with something personal, a date. So he did that with Alicia, and she accepted the date. She went ahead and went out with him and ended up moving in with him, according to the video. I guess maybe she had feelings for him or she had obligations for him. I'm not sure. So, this is me now. I'm Carol. I'm saying thank you. Instead of saying, okay, I'll text you, I say thank you. His request for a date, proposing a date in exchange for helping pay for coffee, creates an uncomfortable dynamic where kindness is tied to personal gain. This can be seen as transactional behavior, which undermines the genuine nature of helping someone in need. Okay, analyzing my response. Refusing the date. By refusing the date, you maintained your personal boundaries and avoided feeling pressured into accepting something you were not comfortable with. Now, I'm not Alicia, I'm Carol. I refused. Agreeing to a date under such circumstances could create an unequal power dynamic where you might feel obligated or indebted, which is not healthy in any relationship context. Now, Alicia was subjected to that. Understandably, coming from a background where her mother called her selfish all the time, where her mother put pressure on her to marry and have a man in her life, it's understandable that Alicia did what I didn't do in the hypothetical situation. Okay, saying thank you instead. Expressing gratitude, which is what I did, without agreeing to further obligations was an appropriate way to handle the situation. It allowed you to acknowledge Carol, his help, while making it clear that no further reciprocation beyond thanks was necessary. You see, I'm demonstrating a different scenario here in the hypothesis. I'm not going out with him. I'm just saying thank you. Okay, so avoiding what Alicia did, avoiding ending up like Alicia. Reflecting on Alicia's experience likely informed your decision-making process. If Alicia faced negative consequences, and she did, watch the video, she did. She ended up in a relationship with an abusive dynamic, an abusive person. If she faced negative consequences from agreeing to a similar situation, learning from their experience helped guide your response. Say, wow, this is something I don't want to do if I'm in a situation like that myself. This demonstrates self-awareness and foresight in protecting yourself from potential discomfort or unwanted expectations. Ethical considerations. Kindness without strings attached. Genuine acts of kindness should not come with strings attached or hidden expectations. By refusing a date but still expressing gratitude, you uphold this principle while ensuring that no undue pressure was placed on yourself. Maintaining autonomy. Your decision preserved your autonomy, Carol, and ensured that any future interactions would be based on mutual consent rather than perceived obligation. Now, I'll stress perceived obligation. Alicia felt obligated to pay him back. I didn't. Insert Carol instead of Alicia. I didn't feel obligated. Yes, I felt a little guilty, but I stood firm. I said, then I will just say thank you. This approach aligns with healthy interpersonal boundaries with respect for oneself. Now, mind you, if I had just said thank you, if Alicia had just said thank you, she and I might have dealt with some negativity, but it would have been a minor sting. A little bit of guilt, maybe, a little bit of shame. If Alicia had refused, she might have had to deal with her mother saying in her head, you fucked up again. You're not getting married. You're not getting a man in your life, and you're not doing what I wish, and you're being selfish. That's what you get. You're lonely. You're alone. You've got a problem with. You've got a problem. You didn't express gratitude the way I see it. You didn't live like I'm living. You're not getting married. You're not being like your mother. You're being a failure as my daughter. You're being a failure in society, and you're being a failure with men. You're being a failure with what you did. Okay, so AI is saying, yes, Carol, you did the right thing, hypothetically, by refusing the date and simply thanking him for his help. Yes, okay, maybe you're still alone. Maybe, but you're safe. Accepting financial assistance does not obligate anyone, male or female, to agree to personal requests like going on a date. Your response demonstrated maturity, self-respect, and clear boundaries while still acknowledging the stranger's initial act of kindness. No one should ever feel like they have to, do personal favors for people or do exactly what someone wants to get help. I'm feeling a little bit bad about asking my roommate for help paying my electric bill this month, but it was a really big bill, and I was afraid our power was going to get cut off. And my roommate is not a stranger. He's my best friend. Bruce is my best friend. He's not a stranger. And I knew he was not going to hold it against me if I didn't pay him back. I would like to return the favor. I told him, if there's anything I can ever do, that if you're in need, if you're ever in need, and I have the means, I'll help you. And so, but he's not a stranger. We're never obligated to strangers, unless we're feeling very codependent or very insecure or very guilty all the time. So anyway, that's the lesson plan for my mental wellness process today. Watch the video, like and subscribe, and compare the scenarios. I'm not judging Alicia. I have compassion for her, and I have compassion for my past self. I might have done something similar. I was in a very abusive relationship back in 1997 because I felt like I had to be obligated. I felt like I had to be obligated to date him for being my friend. He was helping me run a 12-step meeting a long time ago, and he told me that if I didn't go to bed with him, he wasn't going to be friends with me anymore. He said that in a very implicit way. He goes, I've had women in my life who wanted to be just friends, and I ended the friendship in the space of 2 months. So I didn't want those 2 months hanging over me back in 1997. So I felt like I had to go to bed with him to keep him as a friend. And it goes without saying that we broke up. We broke up 18 months after a long, agonizing, dysfunctional situationship. So we never have to feel obligated, ladies and gentlemen, especially to a stranger or to someone we don't know or trust very well. Take care, everyone. Be safe. May your higher power be with you.